5 months ago, we came to this exact house and brought the builders in, started getting the quotes, started booking in people just after we completed on it. Well, this week it has finished. We're waiting for the carpets to go down. They go in on Friday, today's Wednesday. But other than that, the place is done. I want to show you around, show you how it looks now versus 5 months ago, but also some of the problems and things we've had to overcome throughout this process, especially with increased cost of materials, delays, all that kind of side of things, as you no doubt know, if you've done anything that's refurb or construction-wise in the current market. So you may remember inside we have a bit of a vestibule, we had a pretty rubbish floor and a chimney over here. So all of that is now gone. This is the same door it was before and it will get cleaned up before we go for the refinance, before the tenant moves in. But other than that, in here, we have had to redo the floor. Most of it was kind of okay. The joists themselves were all right, but the floorboards were just knackered. So we've replaced the floor, we strengthened up where we had to, fixed some stuff below. The brand new radiator in here, we've done some minor electrical works, but the rest of it was in really, really good condition, which is fantastic. All been signed off by the Sparky. Over here, where we used to have the chimney, we've now got a nice flush chimney breast, which is much nicer for the room. Doesn't look anywhere near as garish. It's all square, got no weird sort of angles or anything like that. And this one is ready for carpet, as is the rest of the house. It just needs a clean, obviously, before we move the tenants in. So the same story really in this room, new paint. We've patched up the floor where we had to. As you can see, there's some new boards there. Painted everything through, tied up the plasterwork, made sure everything's okay. We've got a new back door on here. The outside work is literally happening this afternoon, tomorrow and Friday, so that'll be done. The rendering's been done. Just tying up the gutter work, giving the place a paint, jet washing the backyard, but it's already cleaner than it was before, which is fantastic news. And then here in the kitchen, as you can see, we've got a brand new kitchen. And we did decide to leave the Legend in the end. It just wasn't worth the extra cost. We've got a brand new kitchen in, new extractor fan, new units, new hobs, and we've gone for this kind of gray, dark gray, light gray kind of combination. We're actually going to go for a black gloss splashback, which looks absolutely amazing. And it really kind of gives you a slight kind of reflective effect going on, so the kitchen feels bigger than it actually is. But I really like the design of this kitchen. It works well, despite the fact it's quite a narrow room. It's practical. We've got a brand new boiler in here. Unfortunately, the older one was not up to scratch. It wasn't going to maintain. So we've got a brand new boiler in here. And of course, all the pipe work will be boxed off here and over there in the corner as well. And the Sparky's literally coming in to do his final checks for the test and the EICR later this week as well. So all by the end of this week, this place is going to be tidied up, but it looks really, really good already. And despite the fact it's not clean yet, the transformation is insane. So we've got a space here as well for a nice double-sized fridge, freezer, plenty of room. And if we move back even further, you may remember there used to be a wall here and two doors, and there was this horrible grotty bathroom. So now we have a brand new bathroom, brand new door. We took out this space, brand new radiator, and just made the thing a little bit bigger. So you got room to move about within the bathroom, and it just made loads more sense. So in terms of the bathroom as well, we've gone for a very, very similar layout to the kitchen, so it ties in nicely. There's a little bit of sealant work to be done around the joints, make it all watertight, and of course, the final clean before we put in tenancy and before we go for refinance. A lot of people don't actually clean their properties before they sell them. A lot of people don't even clean them before they refinance them. Trust me, it makes a difference. You still need it to pop. At the end of the day, surveyors are still people, and it won't have as much of an effect as, say, selling your house might do, but you still need to do it, especially after a refurb. I mean, look at the state of this bath. Like, it looks almost secondhand, yet all of that will just wash away because the thing is brand new. So make sure you clean your places when you're done. And remember, builders are not cleaners. If you ask your builder to clean your house, he's not going to be happy, and they're probably not going to do it for you. So you need a separate cleaning team to come in and do that for you. They're very, very easy. And to be honest, if you're getting a letting agent to market your property or an estate agent to sell it for you, then they're usually happy, but they can recommend and people can come in and do a nice clean for you. One thing I loved about this house when we bought it was the ceiling height, and I'm glad that we've been able to keep those. And we've got obviously a new handrail in here. This is getting fixed up, something I called up on the snagging earlier today. But it's nice to have obviously something on both sides as well. And then we have these three beautiful rooms in this property, and again, still keeping these ceiling heights. So again, we haven't done an awful lot upstairs. We want to keep the budget down on this one. We've got some new radiators, we've touched where we needed to, but mainly decoration and touching up plaster work is the main thing that we're doing here, along with new carpets and laminate when it all goes down later on this week. So we didn't want to spend loads up here, so nothing really looks that much different, but just painting the place has made a vast difference to the way this place feels. It feels bigger, it feels lighter. So you may remember in this room that we actually had a sitting tenant. And by sitting tenant, I mean we had some mushrooms growing out the wall from the damp that was coming in from the guttering. So we fixed all that, we fixed up the plasterwork and the paint, so you can't even tell it was there anymore. It doesn't smell of damp anymore as well, which is awesome. These gutters are particularly interesting because they're the stone type of gutter with the LED flashing laying down inside it. So it was actually pretty cheap for us to do. We just needed some new LED flashing to replace that. We used a LED alternative to stop people stealing it, because people do steal LED off people's roofs. And this way obviously it's effectively got no value, but lasts just as long and basically the same price. That worked really, really well. So in this room, as you can tell, we haven't done a huge amount, but it still looks good. And we've made sure that all the little touches, you know, are there, and the place will come out the way we need it to. But this is a fantastic room. Big double master bedroom, big ceiling heights, nice large window, lots of natural light. It's a good room. So I'm really glad we were able to keep this third bedroom. And to be honest with you, it's a little bit dark at the moment, still waiting on windows. On this house, we've had a couple of problems, but the main one has been delays due to COVID. We've managed to avoid getting hit by the increased cost of materials, but ultimately when you have tradesmen who get COVID and end up in the ICU, and it is incredibly sad, but people are getting ill from this stuff, you lose your teams and there isn't necessarily people who can back you up. At the moment, the construction industry is so busy, it is a joke. You can't just find new trades left, right, and center. And whilst we have massively expanded our team throughout this period, because we have more projects on the go, you know, nipping people from other jobs, that kind of stuff still solves your problems, but it does still take longer versus having people who are designated, ready to go on your deal, and who are there, paying everything up, getting things going. So we had a couple of delays with the decorating, but the other delay we've had has been windows and doors. Suppliers are kind of catching up again now, it's not too bad, but at one point we're having to wait 13 weeks for UPVC and glass. Like, that is a joke. Like, some of your refurbs only take 12 weeks and you're waiting the entire journey just for some windows and doors. So whilst we got the back door sorted, we are still waiting on the window up here that's gonna be going in here. So you may remember there used to be a back door, strangely enough, at the back of this house, but upper floor onto the flat roof above the kitchen. So that is still in. We've taken out some of the initial work. It's still watertight and there's a board covering it at the moment, but we are still waiting on that final one, which should arrive any time now, either tomorrow or Friday, and of course that's already lined up, ready to go in. So that's the only thing other than the carpets and the laminate and a little bit of touch about the back that's left to do. But I really like this house. It's come out really, really well. We've tidied up this area here where there was some shelving before. Now it's a nice little storage area on the entrance into a bedroom or an office or something along those lines. But yeah, the biggest thing you've got to pay attention with at the moment, with the increased cost of materials, with delays and stuff, is just be kind to your builders and have that working relationship with them. Talk to them about it. You know, if you've had something quoted and it's 4 weeks later, don't just assume your quote's still valid, because the builder doesn't necessarily have to honor that. Have that conversation, be reasonable with people. The same with delays. How can you help? Can you help find extra trades for them? Can you find other suppliers that can do it? Can you pull people off different jobs? You have to start looking at the different things that are going on and having those conversations. And if you are planning on doing things like windows or anything else where you know there is a delay in the materials, or even if you don't know, ask. But if you know there's a delay, then get that stuff ordered in advance. The development projects we're doing at the moment, we're having conversations with lenders at the moment so that we can buy bulk amounts of materials to get our projects started, but also to keep them moving, to avoid the increases in prices, but also to mean that we've got stuff when we need to start using it. So not having to wait weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks for things to come through. You know, we need the materials to do the job. Like, there's nothing you can do if you don't have the window. You can't replace the window. You might have someone to do it, but you need the physical materials. So plan that into your refurb. Have you ordered stuff ahead of time? Have you got prices and quotes that are accurate and still valid now that things are changing? And when you're getting quotes from teams, just bear in mind it might take a little bit longer because suppliers are still not very forthcoming with information, because they don't really know what their supply chains are like, because a lot of this stuff comes from overseas. And that really is a big result of COVID, but we are beginning to get out of it now. But if you're doing a refurb, just bear in mind that the builder's got a lot of stress on his plate as well as you, and work things out together. Don't make your builder your enemy. Thank you for watching. If you have liked this video, then please hit the thumbs up. If you haven't, then that button works just as well. If you'd like to see future videos like this, then make sure you're subscribed to this channel, your notifications are on so you know when the next video is live. We're going to be doing more case studies about the kind of deals we're doing at the moment. If you've got any questions about how to deliver some of your projects, then drop a comment below. Until next time, have a great week.